mooch off of them forever. I couldn't go back to stealing wallets. I needed a real job. I kept telling myself I'd find one as soon as I found Will, though I'd assumed we'd find Will sooner than this. Now that it looked like it would take a while, I thought I should perhaps try again. I tried formulating plans in my head. In the morning, I would go here or there and ask about work. If I could earn something, I could pay for my own apartment instead of working for them to earn my keep. It seemed important to do that. Corey's heavy breathing became my focus. His slow heartbeat thudded against my face. There was a click from deeper in the apartment. I held my breath, listening. It was pretty late for one of the boys to still be up. I assumed it was Brandon. He'd kept his space for the last 2 weeks. All the boys had, for which I was grateful and also sorry for. I listened as close as I could. But over my breathing and Corey's heartbeat, it became hard to focus, and I started to drift back asleep again. Until a sudden jolt woke me right up. I'd once stuck my fingers into the back of an open stereo while it was still plugged into the wall. The shock of it had left my fingertip blackened for a year. I'd been timid around electrical devices for a long time after. This was 100 times worse. Wide awake, feeling every volt coursing through me, at the same time unable to move and unsure what had happened. My brain had a disconnect. My body went completely rigid. When it was over, my only goal was trying to get my lungs to work. "Kay," a husky voice next to me, Corey, gasping. My eyes opened, and I was blinded by a bright white light. And then everything went dark. A cloth fell over my face, and my breathing problems from a second ago were nothing compared to this suffocation. The cloth sucked into my mouth at every attempt to breathe in, blocking out the air until all I could do was gasp and hope it was enough to keep me conscious. A body landed on top of me. I fought, kicking. My first thought was that this was Raven and I was going to kick his ass. I tried to curse, even though my voice and mouth weren't working after the shock and the lack of air. I wanted to kill him. My next thought was this was Blake Coulter coming to get me. I'd wrecked his yacht and shot him in the leg and then wrecked his car. I guess I may have deserved it, but I would still kill him anyway. But the bodies on top of me said absolutely nothing. There was no clue as to who this was. I flailed, but I was weak, trying to fight off whoever it was, but my body didn't want to cooperate. I was crushed and held down, helpless. My arms were tied together. My legs were tied too. From the grunting and shifting beside me, it sounded like Corey was going through the same thing. Tied and blinded, I was lifted. I didn't stop wriggling, though. My voice box barely managed to work. I got moans out, but being able to scream was beyond my capacity. Air was in short supply. I felt like I was being carried by someone resembling a Mack truck by the sheer size. At first, I was carried like a baby, but after my several attempts to wriggle away and claw at whatever I could, I got thrown over a shoulder. Blood rushed to my head. I was dizzy, disoriented, short of breath. The shock made it harder to fully function, and I worried about passing out. There was an elevator ride, and then I was carried through the lobby, their footsteps echoing off the tile. And then we were out in the fresh air, from as much as I could tell since I had the hood on. "Kayli." Corey's voice swept to me, weaker. "Ugh!" I cried out, which was about as much as I could muster with my gut getting a shoulder stuffed into it. There was a thud. Corey groaned. I choked. Did they hit him? I'd kill them. Just wait until I had a hand free. If only I could breathe. With the cloth over my face, I couldn't get enough air to gain much energy to even wiggle much. I tried scratching it off, but it was stuck to my neck somehow. In my panic, I couldn't find the way to get it to release.